What's going on, everybody? Welcome into another episode of Catching Feelings here on the Queens Baseball Convention pages on Facebook and on Twitter, as well as my Facebook page. I'm your host, John Saponaro, where we cover all things New York Mets with some great Met fans like myself, some folks in entertainment. We break it all down. We do a little sports, do a little baseball, do a little Mets, talk a little bit about their fandom and everything in between. And look, guys, like every other week in my Mets fan life, there is plenty to talk about, okay? The Mets are treading water as best they possibly can with a bunch of people that nobody's ever heard of. Let's be honest. You're the biggest baseball fan in the world. There are people like Fargus and Khalil Lee and people that you forgot about like Brandon Drury that you never thought you'd see again like Cameron Maybin. These people are all starting for the Mets here in 2021, and it just goes to show you how banged up this team is. But the place where I want to start is a little indictment on our fellow Met fans that are watching this right now, okay? You need to be better on Twitter. Yesterday, we have Jordan Yamamoto come up and start a game. Yamamoto has been on the taxi squad all season. He's bounced back and forth, doing the best that this guy possibly can. He's a journeyman type pitcher. He doesn't have great stuff. He's not a star. He gave us decent innings. He wasn't good, but you gotta leave his wife alone on Twitter, okay? His wife took a surprise plane trip to see him pitch in Miami, where he came up, where he started his career, and then Met fans are just blasting her about how bad he is, about how much he sucks, about how bad she is, saying all these awful, nasty things. And like, look, guys, I know you're frustrated, okay? That was one of the worst baseball games I have ever watched in terms of enjoyment factor, okay? But again, you have guys that are playing for this team that have no business, in some cases, being in the major leagues. Some of them are never was kind of folks. Some of them are up here too early, like Khalil Lee, who are clearly overmatched on the offensive side of the ball. This is not all on Jordan Yamamoto. This is not has anything to do with his wife. You got to leave him alone. You got to do a little bit better, okay? You just have to. There's just no other way around it. And we're going to get into the frustrating part about the injuries. We're going to get into James McCann playing first base for some reason that I cannot wrap my mind around. We're going to talk about all that. But just please, just try to be better as this team tries to overcome adversity, as this team tries to fight through something. They just try to piece it together as best they possibly can. All right. Now, speaking of best, I got a fantastic guest with me here this week. He is a diehard Met fan. He's a rapper. He's an author. He is responsible for the Orange and Blue thing. That is the 7 Line podcast. He's responsible for their intro. He is unbelievably talented. I'm thrilled to have him. We go way back, all the way back to Brooklyn. My guest this week, Orlando Zeps Molina. I'm bringing him in. Zeps, how you feeling, man?
Now we Cali boys. Yeah, now we Cali boys. We some Cali boys. We some Cali boys. I don't know why I did a southern accent on that, but we can do this, and it's okay. I can throw up the west side.
Yes, we can. For those of you who don't know, we both live in California now, so we're repping the Mets as hard as we can. And look, man, I know you were listening to the rant at the beginning. I just want to start there because you're active on social media like I am. It's just wild to me. Like, leave this guy's family alone. I don't care if Jordan Yamamoto sucks. Like, treat his family with some respect.
I never understood the whole, so there's a contradictory thing with the masses because it's all this anti-bullying. Don't bully people. Be kind. Safe space. All that, right?
Yeah.
But I feel like a lot of those same people let a little aggression out on the internet, beep, and all the stuff they're saying don't do to people in person, they do behind the keyboard.
Yeah.
Oh, bro, it's wild. I have rap battles on YouTube, and whenever I need to humble myself, if I had a sick show or I did something incredible, I go look at those comments just to remind myself, bro, read the comments for a little bit, just to kind of, oof.
I know, man. Look, and we understand that it's not everybody, and they even came out and said it. She said it. Jordan Yamamoto said it. It's not about all Mets fans, but they just need to be people just need to be better. So Keith Blackman, who's behind the scenes here, media goon at the Queens Baseball Convention, he said people who act like that on Twitter also boo players. Need folks to go to their job and boo them and tell them that they suck. It's the truth.
Word. That's exactly true.
And it's exactly. It's exactly what you're saying, how like, you can read the comments to be humble. Like if I go out and I have a great set doing stand-up, I can read comments on my YouTube about how much I suck and that'll humble me out. But like the people who make these comments, no one's telling them they suck.
That's true. And then I pull back. I'll get ready to comment something a little nasty, and then I'll pull it back. I'll go, what am I doing? But yesterday I had to type one for the Knick game. Trae Young. I typed on my buddies. My buddy's like, damn, Trae Young, he hit that layup. I hate you. And I wrote, his hair looks like a wild bird's nest, like a ramshackle bird's nest. And that was just a little dig on his messy hair. I had to let it out. I was frustrated. If there's humor behind it, it's okay. I don't know, man.
Well, I think that's it too, man. I think that's a good point. Like, look, if you're on social media, especially like me as a comic, or you you're freestyle battling people, like you talk smack. That's what you do, right? So like, if you come up with a joke, like I've said some things, like we'll talk about James McCann in a little bit, but like I've said some things about James McCann about how he hasn't been good for us this year, and I've turned it into jokes. Like when they hit him third the other day, I was like, Mr. 6'4" batting third, like it's a bold strategy. Let's see if it works out for him, right? Yeah. But it's like it's all in good fun and like nothing derogatory. And he's the athlete. You got to leave the families alone. Like this guy's
that's too much, man. That's too much. That's unnecessary. And you're saying the prefix is you're saying, hey, Met fans, you could do better. It's people that are supposedly supposed to enjoy this team. So if you're a fan of the team, I know that they might be doing things that might drive you crazy and they suck, but how does that help? How does that help the team get better? How does Jordan Yamamoto go, man, they were actually making fun of my wife too? I'm gonna pitch better now. I don't know how that works.
Yeah, one of the things we've talked about a lot on this show so far. A lot of my guests we've talked about if you boo your own team. So I'm just gonna ask you, just in light of all this, if you go to Citi Field and the Mets aren't playing well, or you got a guy like Lindor who's been struggling since the beginning of the season, do you boo your own team? Like, do you boo players? And if you do, when is it okay for you to do it?
That's a fine line. I think that comes with playing in New York, because that's New Yorkers that are just going, what are you doing? Come on, bro. We paid you $40 million. Hit a line drive. I feel like it's justified, and then the players know you got to take it with stride, get better, and then they're going to be doing this again. I think that's part of it. I boo sometimes. I typed a little tweet. I said, I hope Lindor goes 4 for 4 like a Wendy's value meal tonight. I was saying I want him to do better. It was a dig. You're not hitting. But the comment is actually, I want you to go 4 for 4 tonight, like a Wendy's value meal, 4 for 4. Little joke, cute little one-liner. It was a positive dig. Yeah. You can boo and encourage. You're booing because you're like, I want you to do good, bro. Please. But then it's too far if you're like, your wife's a pig. Whoa, what? What? She's actually a humanitarian. She teaches the kids, the disabled kids. And you're like, oh, I didn't know that.
You're 100% right. And like I've said that on this show before. I'm okay with booing players. I don't like to boo players preemptively. So like, if Lindor comes up and there's runners on second and third and 2 outs and he grounds out weakly to the first baseman and they don't score any runs, I'll boo that because you're booing the performance. But like if Lindor is 0 for 15 and he comes up in his first at bat to a chorus of boos with 2 outs and nobody on, like, dude, like what's the point? You know what I mean? Like he didn't fail yet. Like let him do his thing first. So that's always the thing that's kind of bothered me. Keith is jumping in the comments. I just want to pull him back up. He said a lot of vocal Mets fans have watched Major League and Randy Quaid too much.
Oh my God! Every baseball movie has a wild heckler.
Yes,
their character is, I'm sick of this team, I hate them, and then at the end you see how much love they have for them. They turn it around and go, oh, I gotta be positive for my team. Almost every sports movie has that guy.
Well, and it's funny too, because it's like that's always the guy that you don't want to be. He's like the second villain. You know what I mean? Like he's the guy that's always like belligerent or drunk.
Yeah, you're right. John, I wish I remember the comedian, but he's a stand-up. I was a kid. I might have been 11 or 12, but he had a whole bit. He's like, what's up with New York sports fans? At first they're like, come on, Bobby, you can do it. You got this. Come on, line drive, get a single. Strike three. You're a bum. You're a piece of crap. What? A comedian had a bit just like that.
I don't know. I've never heard. It doesn't surprise me.
Yeah,
but I don't know who it is.
Dope, dude. They let me watch Carlin and Kinnison when I was like 11. Yeah, they didn't care. Rosie O'Donnell too. I used to watch Ellen DeGeneres stand up. Rosie O'Donnell, Richard Jenny. I was 11. It's 12 years old watching these people.
Yeah, I remember.
Shaped my little brain.
I remember watching. Eddie Murphy like Raw and Delirious like as like a child, and I was definitely way too young to be watching this.
I didn't watch that until my early 20s. I kind of just like it passed over me.
Really?
I wasn't watching full specials. I was watching these like, I don't know what they were letting me watch, but I just remember the 80s hair, the outfit. It was very, very crazy for me. It made me stop going to church. I was like, yo, what's this about? I'm done. Communion, I'm done after this.
Keith is saying maybe that comedian was John Mulrooney. I don't know.
It might have been. Bro, I'm going to find that clip. Keith, you're the man, bro. If you nailed it just now, you got kids, Keith? I'll send you a free book. Hit me up. You just want a prize. Oh, yeah, I write kids' books, baby.
We'll talk
a baseball character. Yeah.
We will definitely talk about Rhinosaurs for sure, because I gotta know I gotta know about what went into making that. Here's what's weird, right, about the current landscape of the Mets. I mentioned it a couple times. We have James McCann playing first base tonight, and he has never played first base before in his professional career.
Ooh.
Which is weird to me. So here's the weird thing. I understand with guys hurt, you want to try to get as many of these professional bats in the lineup as possible. I get that. But you're taking Dom Smith off of first base, a place where he's better off playing, to put him back in the outfield, to put a guy at first who's never played first before, and James McCann has not hit. And, Tomas Nido's has been hitting better than McCann, but he's not some world beater either. So I feel like they're square peg, round holing things, and they don't need to. How do you feel about this?
I'm gonna devil's advocate you, because I agree with you what you're saying, but I see where it's like Nito's hitting good, let him catch. Dom's in the lineup, we just trust him, throw him here, and we're paying McCann a lot of money. He has to play somewhere, and he has to start producing. So we got to get him. Then they had a meeting and they thought that was cool and it's gonna work out. Maybe we win by 12 tonight. I don't know. I'm going to be that guy. I'm going to be optimist. Optimist Prime.
Optimist Prime. I knew you were going to go there. I felt it. I think most Met fans could use a little bit of that right now, because it's been tough. Like I was saying, I put out on Instagram yesterday after the game that I was surprised that we haven't seen that kind of a game yet. Like, so that was a really uninspired game. They had like a average exit velocity as a team of like 85 miles an hour, which is garbage. It's below league average. But again, you've got guys like, Fargas and Khalil Lee and Brandon Drury and Cameron Maben, who hasn't gotten hits yet. You've got these guys in the lineup. You can't expect them to be good. And they have been good. They've been able to keep their heads above water. But then you look at yesterday's game, and I'm just surprised that it didn't happen sooner. And I think one thing that Met fans need to get used to, and I hope not for a long time, but some of these guys aren't coming back from injury tomorrow. We're going to see some games like that. There's just no way to avoid it, because some of these players are not ready to be in the major leagues.
I agree. I think we're all surprised that they've won these few games they have, and we're still floating above 500. But I don't know, man. I'm always a fan of seeing someone come off the bench or a young guy getting a little shot. And the fact that they're not ready, what better way than throw them to the wolves and be like, here you go, kid, figure it out. We need your help. Now's the time to come clutch. I look at it as a positive thing, because if our big guys come back and then they're healthy and then we're just doing good, we then know these guys that got an early chance are going to be there for the playoffs. Because the playoffs, you're just people coming off the bench constantly to pinch run, to little defense. I think this is a good little litmus test. See what's going on and who can we trust in the playoffs if we make the playoffs. When we make the playoffs.
When there's optimist prime right there.
Hi, I'm Orlando the Optimist, and I'm here to tell you that I'm a positive Mets fan. Orange and blue.
I love the PSA. It's like, come on, man. No, dude, I agree with you. And so to that end, I want to ask you, we'll talk about some of the guys. The Mets had a press conference earlier today, and some people are coming back from injury soon. Some people are not, and that's a bummer. But of the people who are injured now, take DeGrom off the list because it looks like he's going to start tomorrow. And also, when you have a guy like DeGrom, he's the best pitcher in the universe. So obviously you're going to worry about him if he's not healthy. But take him out of it. Of the people who are injured, who are you worried about the most? Like, who do you want to see come back? Who do you think we need back the most?
I mean, I'm worried about all of them because you don't want an injury to linger and you don't want them to come back too early and then re-aggravate it. There's that. For me, the most, I love Conforto. My dog's name, she's laying around somewhere like a lump, Connie. She's a girl, and anyway, we got a dog. I told my wife I get to name her. Her name's Conforto. She's like, but she's a girl, Connie. All right, that works. I love Conforto. I think they shouldn't have gave Lindor the contract right away. I think he should have worked for it. They should have paid Conforto right away. That's my opinion. I think both of them would have produced differently. That's how I would have just, in a bizarro world, it's like give Conforto his money and he would have just been raking, and then Lindor would have been like, ay, papi, huepa, necesito un home run. And he would have been smacking home runs everywhere. Yo quiero dinero. And he would have made his money. Anyway. Conforto is my answer. I love him. He's been just a solid, like, he's one of those like types of players that's just like a good dude, good for the community, stand-up guy. He's been a lifelong Met. I love lifelong Mets. Keep it that way. Get him back when he's ready. Give him his money before he goes to another team and becomes an MVP.
Yeah, I mean, look, it's hard. There's a lot of people who watch this, and there's a lot of Mets fans who feel like Conforto's streaky, and sometimes he's a little bit more like Lucas Duda than you want him to be like. Everybody wants him to be like Keith Hernandez, right? They want him to hit, over 300 and, probably more power than Keith. But, they look at Conforto like that type of player, and sometimes he's not that. He's very far from that. But I do tend to agree with you in that he is, I think, one of the most important pieces because you look at what they're doing right now in the outfield. So if Conforto or even Nimmo, but I think Conforto's a little bit of a better player. So if Conforto was back, you could have Conforto in the outfield. You could put Dom Smith at first, and you wouldn't have to do these gymnastics that they're doing now to get certain bats in the lineup. And, maybe we're wrong. Maybe McCann will go out there and he needs more reps and he'll start hitting, and then that'll be great. And then, eventually we can put him back behind the plate. But I just feel like Conforto's the kind of guy when you look at how bad the outfield is right now and the kinds of guys like Gineswy Fargas and Khalil Lee and, again, Cameron Maybin. Cameron Maybin looks lost. And, these are guys that are in your starting outfield. Conforto will help that a lot.
John, this is the year Tebow actually could have made it up into the Mets right now. It would have been right now.
My God.
I'm going to retire, go back to football. We need you, Tebow.
I'm so happy that Tebow is gone because he would have been on this team and I would have been – I don't know if you know this about me. I actually hate Tim Tebow.
Uh-oh, he's wilding. My son's wilding. Let's go say hi to him.
All right.
Wait, what'd you say about Tebow, John?
I hate Tim Tebow.
Tebow, he's not the best.
He's my least favorite athlete, like in the history of sports. Hey, we got a guest appearance. Is that your son?
Yeah, he's just snacking, watching cartoons like a big boy, yo. Yo, Leo, can you show John home run? Can you show me home run? Baseball? Show Daddy baseball home run. Yeah.
Oh, that is fantastic.
Home run, baby. Oh, slam dunk. That's slam dunk. That's basketball.
There you go. Basketball. So I got a question. Dude. I got a question for you. So
tell me.
You're raising your kids in California. Are they going to be Mets fans and Knicks fans like you are? Or
no, of course. Listen, I don't drill it into their brains. Okay, take it easy, puppy. I'll get you. I don't drill it into their brains, but I get them the hats, the shirts. I watch the games. I listen to them in the house. They get it, and now they're cheering for them. They're just naturally doing it. My daughter used to spite me and cheer for other teams to mess with me, but slow down, bro. Jeez Louise, what are you chugging a beer at Citi Field right now? Take it easy. Take it easy, handsome.
No, so I appreciate that. As a Mets fan, I don't have any kids, but as a Mets fan on the other coast, because I have friends who live out here that have kids now, and they're like, yeah, like I'm gonna try to make them a Mets fan or a Jets fan, a Giants fan, like pick your team, whatever it is. They're like, but I don't know, man. Yeah. Like, you know, we live right, you know, they got Steph Curry, and it's hard for them not to root for LeBron.
And this is where she lives now. But she got a hand-me-down Dodger hat when she was a baby. My daughter was on the couch. She used to rock that thing heavy because it just fit her mad cute. And I was like, yo, Brooklyn Dodgers. I'm from Brooklyn. I'll allow it. I also heard the Mets got their colors from the Dodgers and the Giants leaving, and they combined the orange and the blue. I don't know if that's a rumor. Oh, not a rumor. A fairy tale. What are those called?
No, that's real. That's real.
Oh, that's real. So all of those things combined made me say, I will allow it. Dodger fan? Cool. We got Piazza from the Dodgers. All reasons why I don't mind it. I don't mind that decision. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, I can get behind that. I also know, like, and that's another thing. Like, people in our generation are like, sports jerseys and sports paraphernalia is such a part of like the culture, right? Especially like in hip hop culture. And it's like sometimes, like, if there's a cool hat, you know, if there's a cool throwback jersey, it's kind of hard to. And
it matches your sneakers, mad good, bro. Come on.
How do you not wear that sometimes?
Yeah. You got to do that. I have many orange and blue things. I have a nice, cute little backpack. I'll show it to you.
Go get it, man, for sure. Keith is. Oh, I love that. Actually, that's fantastic.
7-line backpack.
We got to talk a little bit about the 7-line because Keith is also a proud member of the 7-line, and the QBC. They're all. It's all in the family here. But Keith said, he said one of the original colors considered for the Mets were pink and black, which actually
I want to see those jerseys. Breast cancer awareness jerseys. What up?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. I do love when teams come up with was that a Mets Mr. Potato? You just got Mets stuff all over the place.
I broke it out. I had to show you this. I have other stuff, but this is the one I really wanted to show you. I didn't mean to interrupt you just now, but
no, you're good.
Classic, bro.
Where is that even from? When did you get that?
I got this when I was crazy young from Mom Dukes. And now she's up there, you know, in heaven. And she said, hold on to that one. Don't open it and give it to your kids when they're, you know, old enough to appreciate it. And wow. She's ready. She's 4. So she's going to get it this Christmas. Mr. Potato Head got canceled. He can't be Mr. or Mrs. So he's just a French fry now. I don't know. Oh, no, he's not French. He's American. I don't know. French fry started in Belgium. I don't know. Who cares? We're all humans. Enough already.
We're all humans or potatoes. Just let it happen. So I actually didn't know this, but Keith is throwing down. He said he was the original producer at Orange and Blue Thing. So he probably heard. World. Yeah, that's kind of wild. We are all connected. Cool. As Met fans, I used to run into Keith in the strangest of places. Like we would be out at like for 7-line outings in different states, but it wouldn't be. Ooh. It wouldn't be the 7-line game. I would just see Keith at like the game the night before, like walking around the stadium. We would like bump into each other. I'm like, what are you doing here? He's coming here with the 7-line tomorrow. I'm like, me too. What the hell are you doing here?
That's the best feeling. Why not? If you're in town, go to the game and hang out.
Absolutely. I used to always do that. I would go to at least 2 games of the 3-game set if I could get out to them for
Why
sure.
Not? Yeah, I'm representing heavy. But yeah, I did a podcast intro. They wanted to do a little revamp, so we made like a 90s, very dusty, grimy 90s hip hop version of an intro.
Yeah, I love that. How much how much creativity did Darren give you to kind of just go with it? Like, what did he come up with the like, hey, let's go 90s like grungy hip hop?
No, he just was like, what do you got for this? He was just curious about it. He had music. He was like, can you maybe do it on this beat? And the beat was cool. But I'm not a fan of I don't like horns on beats. I don't know why. Mm-hmm. It sounds too sports for me. It sounded too much like it's a sports beat. It was a good beat, very well produced. But I was like, I want to go more grimy with it. Because when I think Mets and Knicks, like I think of the early 90s. It's just those are the years for me. That's my formative years of being a fan. So right. I wanted to go that sound, and the dusty beat is from these guys in Norway. They make these like really cool old school boom bap beats. So I just used that. And then I went longer than he wanted. I think he wanted 20 seconds. And I was like, it just sounded good at 30 something. It sounded like a hook because I repeat it.
Yeah.
So it's kind of like the intro is like a hook of a song. So I'm thinking I might do an extended version, like a remix, and then the intro will be the hook, and then have some guest MCs do a little Mets verse, and do like a posse cut.
Oh, that's really cool. How long has that been the intro?
Pandemic times.
Okay, so pretty recently. So like the last
year and change.
Yeah, that's awesome.
Couple 2-3 months.
Couple 2-3 times. I don't know.
Bro, the New York accent comes out heavy in California because especially when I discipline my kids, I'm like, "Whoa, what are you doing? Put that down," and then just kind of comes out. They both do Brooklyn hands when I say, where were you born? Where are you from? They go, "Hey, what are you doing?" They go like this. It's sick, bro. I love it.
Keith is saying, catching feelings intro. So, I don't know if you wanted, you heard what our intro is. It's just,
bro.
It's just
it's rock and roll, but I could do that too. Mets fans, yeah. James McCann. If he can't do it, then Thomas Nito can. He's our man.
I love that, dude. I absolutely love that.
I'll do rock and roll. I'll do like a Green Day style.
No, man, I don't know. I think I kind of like the hip hop sound. I'm gonna be honest with you. I'm a music guy. I love hip hop. I actually used to rap. You know that. A lot of people don't know that.
Johnny Saps with the bomb raps.
People that meet me now, they're like, I can never see that. I'm like, you didn't know me back when. That's the problem. But yeah, man, I would love for you to do something for this show. It'd be fantastic.
I'm down, bro. I record on my phone. It's like a little cool app. It'll come out nice.
Yeah, man.
You know what you do? You shoot me a DM with some keywords.
Okay.
And then I'll just piece it together. It'll be nice.
I love it. Yeah, absolutely. Let's do that thing. So you mentioned the beats came out from guys in Norway. You used to live out there, right? For a little bit. You were doing music.
Yeah. I lived in Oslo. I lived in Sweden for a little bit.
What's the hip hop scene like in Sweden and Norway?
Well, when I was going in the late 2010, actually the first time I went was 2007. The internet was alive, but it wasn't as instant. So like even in 2007, the trends and what was cool in America, it still took a few months to a year to become cool in Norway. So in 2007, underground grimy boom bap hip hop was like oh my god in Norway. Every venue, all the big venues, it was like all the guys that are kind of washed up from the 90s that we would consider were out there rocking for like 4,000 people. You know what I'm saying? Those golden era dudes.
Yeah.
Anyway, so it was like it felt vibrant because I was like, yo, all these Viking people love my favorite hip hop, and that's the music I make. So I'm performing live for these Norwegians, and they're like, I'm freestyling for them, and they're like, oh, he's from Brooklyn. So it was sick, man. But then by the time I went back in 2010 on my own, like I'm gonna live there and sleep on couches and music studios. Like I was a nomad. Yeah. It changed because everything that was turning into trap music and auto-tune, they instantly copied. Oh, so there's still there's a golden era boom bap scene in Norway with like MPCs and scratching and breaking and graffiti, there's that. But then there's like Norwegian trap. Like it sounds like the radio songs, the auto-tune, the silly hooks, they're all holding guns, wilding out. I'm gangsta Vikings. It's kind of weird.
That is weird to me. I mean, we after this we'll leave the hip hop stuff alone for a little bit because I know people aren't tuning in to watch that. But
no.
What I will say, like you and I are right around the same age, so like I love like boom bap hip hop. That's my favorite. That's like I can get behind like other stuff. I can get behind like when there was the chopped and screwed Southern movement,
sure.
Like. Especially looking back now, I'm like, that was kind of fun, but I do have a hard time with like mumble rap and stuff like that. Yeah, I do have a hard time with like mumble rap and stuff, the stuff that's out now. How do you feel about it? Like when you see people like, I don't know, like Designer and Machine Gun Kelly and these dudes like.
Yeah, I look at it like I'm a musician, but I'm also just a dad driving in a car with my kids and the radio's on sometimes, and some of it's catchy. The best way I have to put it is I'm going to continue to make really good stuff and quality underground hip hop.
Right.
You can't appreciate. You can't appreciate Febreze. You can't appreciate air fresheners and potpourri if Duty didn't exist. Right. If Pooh and Kaki was not a thing, you would not appreciate the vanilla spray and the hibiscus potpourri that makes the kaki go away. You need a balance.
True.
So you need both for you to appreciate, for you to be like, oh, that dude's dope. Yo, he's ill. I've been to 3 rap shows and it was trash. You people tell me that. Yo, everyone tonight was whack. You killed it, bro. That's the best feeling. That counters all the YouTube comments that where they crap on me. Was when someone comes out to me and go, everybody was all right tonight, but you smashed it. I'm like, yes, bro. Oh, I love it. Full circle, music, sports.
It's perfect.
When you have a song and an anthem like song, it will get picked up in a stadium and you'll get royalties forever.
That's true.
So if you notice a trend, there's all these hip hop and reggaeton songs that have like Busta Rhymes, just make it clap. That gets used at baseball games. And then you got oh no, that's Sean Paul.
Busta Rhymes and Sean Paul.
Oh, that's both of them. Yeah. Then you have everybody clap your hands. That guy's still getting money. He's still getting checks.
Yeah.
You see there's a pattern. So if you make a song and you mention we're gonna win, we're the champions, clap your hands, everybody. That'll get played in a baseball game forever.
Yeah.
That's just a tip.
A music so make tip. Catchy music and maybe you will live on forever through baseball. You know what? So let's keep it going full circle. So we're talking a little bit about like where your formative hip hop years came from. So what was the start of your like Mets fandom? Like how did you become a Mets fan or what's your first like big memory, right? Like
it was tough for me. It was a tough journey, bro. Very tough journey. I don't know what to call my people. I have a special subsection of people. I was raised in a household by 2 foolish parents that thought it was cool to let me like the Yankees and the Mets. They just were like, cool, like them both. I was like, nice. And I was literally a Yankee Met fan as a little kid. I went to Yankee playoff games when I was like 11 and 12, like versus the Braves.
Yeah.
It was like 90. No, I wasn't 12. I was a little older, maybe 12 or 13. Bro, I went to a playoff game in 96, okay? Versus the Braves at Yankee Stadium, and the entire bleachers started a chant that the whole stadium did. They did the tomahawk.
Yeah.
But it was F the Braves. I'm not going to say the word F the Braves. F. And I looked at my uncle and my stepdad. I was like, please let me join in. And my mom, and they were like, I go for it. And I was like, woo! Cursing. That was a very strong memory and a moment for me. Yeah. But it's when they played each other in 2000 where I finally had to go, I have to pick one.
Okay.
I have to pick one. This is silly. I can't, right? I went underdog. I had to. Benny Agbayani, I was like, come on, bro, we're going to do this. And we didn't do this. And it's been a crazy ride ever since. And I stayed a Met fan. I didn't just flake. I could have just flaked and went right back to the Yankees and said, just kidding. Yankee fan. No.
We got a couple comments coming in from Charles. He said, first of all, let's go Mets, which I totally agree with. And then he said, same here. My dad was a Yankee fan. I was a Mets fan. Been to more Yankee game than Met games growing up. And I think sometimes it's just a sign of almost like a good baseball fandom. Because my stepdad also was a Yankee fan. And he took me to one of the World Series games in '98 when they played the Padres, and when the Yankees played the Padres. And you know, I was not a Yankee fan at all. I didn't have the split fandom that you had. Like but I loved the fact like he was like, we're going to the World Series, and you know, in 1998, I was 12 years old. I was like, oh my god, I'm going to the World Series. Like
that's still cool.
Still to this day, it's the only World Series game I've ever had the opportunity to go to. In 15, I couldn't. I wasn't around for it. I was never in the right spot. I went to some playoff games, but I didn't get to go to the World Series. And you know, in 2000, I didn't go. But it's just like, you know, just being in there, you're right. Building for a World Series game was fantastic. So in 2000, you choose, and you're looking back now. Did you make the right choice?
Hell yeah, bro. The colors are just cooler. Yo, there's something about being miserable with other people. I don't know what it is, but it's going to pay off. Like when they finally win one day and I can share that with my kids because they're old enough to appreciate it, I'm going to feel amazing. It's going to be such a crazy ride and such a lead up to that. But come on, bro. If you like, It's like pizza in New York. I can't get good pizza in Cali that much, you know?
Right.
In New York, New York is this pizza everywhere. The Yankees always winning, you know? Hey, we got money, we got players. What's up? We're always good. But I'm just trying to I want to search for that pizza. I want to just finally get that good. Like in California, like that's my little metaphor. I find a good pizza and I'm like, oh, I miss you. Oh, pizza sucks out here. That's going to be the feeling when they win. And I'm going to be like, oh, finally.
Yeah. No, that's actually a really good way to put it because it's not commonplace. So you're like, that win is going to mean so much because, you know, I was born in 86. And
81.
Okay. So oddly enough, I was born on October 15th in 86, that was during Game 6 against the Astros. So I was like sort of destined to be a part of it. But that also means that I've never seen them win. Like I was alive for it technically, but I was like 2 weeks old. So when they finally do win the World Series, it's going to be, for me, it's going to be like the biggest party, you know, my 21st birthday, the best Christmas, New Year's, all rolled up into one. Like
that is the grandest holiday of all time.
Yeah. It's going to be unbelievable. It's going to be absolutely unbelievable.
Sully, what's your favorite baseball team?
The Mets.
Yeah, there we go. You are doing it right.
What do we say when we cheer for the Mets? How do we cheer for them?
Let's go Mets. Let's go Mets.
That's right. And
that's fantastic.
Who's our favorite player? Who's Daddy's favorite player? Remember who we named Connie after? Conforto, yeah. Right. That's my little nugget. She's covered in cheese puff dust, so she looks like Tinkerbell right now. She's a mess. Yo, Sully, what are you doing? Yo, show John your skills real quick, right? You want to do a baseball rap?
1, 2, 3, go. We love down a little blood up a purple boat, and everything that me low went up love the to go. Play the game of hide and seek and have a lot of fun. We spin and spin and spin around, but meet the summer sun.
Yeah.
Oh my God, that was absolutely fantastic.
Oh, that's how you screech at a baseball.
Oh boy,
they're taking over. Well, guess what? The game's gonna start in a couple, 2-3 in like 20 minutes.
The game is gonna start soon.
They're taking over right now.
But I wanna watch some more Baby Bump.
Oh, the Baby Bump nursery rhymes? Well, Daddy's talking baseball with Johnny Boy over here. Johnny Saps. That's your rap name, MC Johnny Saps.
There you go. Yes, it is. It actually was for a long time.
I made that up. It just sounds like one of those good mob names.
All right. So before I let you go, because we got maybe like about 7-8 minutes left, and then we'll get ready for the game. Couple things came out today. There's a rumor floating around that the Mets might go try to get Kyle Seager from the Seattle Mariners. How do you feel about that?
I'm a little bit of a dad brain right now. Remind me what position he plays and what's his deal.
He plays third base. He is hitting .234 with 9 home runs and 30 RBIs, and he would be a free agent at the end of the year.
I mean, if you got a couple of scuttles to throw around and you know, I don't know. Why not?
Yeah. Look, I mean, at this point, I think they need reinforcements however you can get them. And, you know, I think you worry about, you know, who they have later. Also, Keith just saying this kid is better than the rappers out here today. So
back to the mumble rap. She's actually saying words, and she's 4 years old. I'll take it. Seager, what's up, bro?
I just think they need somebody. They need bodies that are major league players. That's what they need.
Yeah. That's my new slogan. Eager for Seager. Sign him.
Eager for Seager. I will go with it. Okay, so and then real quick, it looks like they're saying Seth Lugo will probably be back either May 31st or June 1st, so super soon. And it looks like Noah Syndergaard might be back in mid-June. So that's the good news.
Nice.
The bad news, your boy Conforto.
Wait, he ran away.
Wait, Syndergaard. Say it again. Syndergaard, and who's the next guy?
Looks like Syndergaard and Lugo are coming back by mid-June. So that's the good
Hold
news.
on, buddy. Oh, very good news. But is that too soon?
The bad news, though, I got bad news. The bad news, Conforto and McNeil won't be back until late June at the earliest.
Oh, my God.
Yeah.
I'm about to cry like the baby. Oh, no. Hey,
They are going to have to
get them
piece this
better.
thing together, man. They are going to have to do their best to piece this thing together. Now, Keith is telling me that the Seager rumor is a fake rumor. That's sad.
Let's will it to fruition.
And then I got my boy Ibby is saying, respect to my guy for talking Mets while parenting. Me and Ibby do a Mets podcast that is separate from this one, and he's got a baby girl too, so he knows all about it. So, Zeps, here's the thing, man. Before I let you go, because I know you got to do the dad thing here for a minute, but tell me what else you're working on. Tell me about Rhinosaurs real quick. Tell me about what's going on with that book. I mean, you're super talented, dude. You got it in your hand right now. So tell me about what's going on with Rhinosaurs.
Hip hop and dinosaurs fused together. That's why it's called Rhinosaurs.
Mm-hmm.
We have cool stories. We have 3 books right now. This one's about brushing teeth because he got little arms. And it's a rapping story. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
You can rhyme it. But the cool other little bonus pages in the back, we call it the graffiti spot. And you can remix all the pages.
Oh, that's awesome, man. What a great idea.
Write your own rhymes and color it how you like. So it's a fun little thing. And then if you really want to get silly, it's like Dr. Dre meets Dr. Seuss. You throw a beat on, you throw some instrumentals, and you can like flow the story. You could just rap it to your kids.
That's fantastic. So where can people get this?
Amazon Prime, baby, 2 days. Uh-oh, I forgot my niece's birthday. I got to get something quick.
Perfect.
Order it.
Absolutely perfect. Guys, check out the book. Please, please, please check out the book. And then where you have anything else going on? You want to plug your social media, where they can find you, all the fun stuff?
My website, Google, Google.com, Google.com, and then you just type Rhinosaurs, Zeps. You put my name in there, and you'll find everything, baby.
Perfect, man. Absolute pleasure having you on. I appreciate you doing double duty, talking Mets, talking hip hop, while also taking care of your kids.
Double duty in his diaper, bro. Come on. I'm here all night.
Zeps, man, I will talk to you soon. I'd love to have you on again if you want to come on and do this show again. Maybe we'll talk a little bit more hip hop next time too.
Yeah, baby. We'll talk about all the rappers that are Met fans because I know a few of them.
There we go. Let's do that. All right, for sure.
Peace out.
Dude, I'll see you later. Thank you. That is Zeps. Dude is so talented. Author, rapper. For everybody who watches this that is a fan of Orange and Blue Thing, the 7-Line podcast, which is super fun. He did the intro for them, the one that's been rocking for about a year or so. So you got to check out Zeps. You can follow him on Instagram at Zepstagram. And then, of course, Rhinosaurs is the book. It's a series of books. Check them out. Pick them up. Amazon Prime, 2-day shipping. Look, the guy sold it. I can't say anything better than that. He's a talented dude. He's a fantastic guy, and he's a great Mets fan. And that's what we try to do here on Catching Feelings. Talk a little bit of everything. Talk some Mets, of course. Talk some baseball, and talk about the projects that these great, talented individuals have going on. So I really appreciate him joining. I appreciate you guys tuning in. We will be back next week, next Monday, with another episode. Tonight, though, the Mets have to do some work starting in about 10 minutes or so. We got to take on the Rockies. The Rockies are bad. They are horrendous on the road. So we need to beat the Rockies. We need to get back to our winning ways because we have to try to stem the tide till some of these guys come back. And if those of you who didn't hear it, it looks like good news on Lugo and Syndergaard, bad news on Conforto, McNeil, and Carlos Carrasco. Looks like these guys are going to take a while to come back. So we got to hope for the best. We got to do what we can. And until next week, I'm John Saponaro. This is out on the QBC channels. Thank you guys so much for tuning in.